I know where this is from. Bala was essentially commenting on a clip from the Blast Pro series, which is a CS:GO event, where was
Foreign was a sticky one
essentially
still.
just discussing the Mamba mentality that comes from Kobe Bryant. Obviously, it's branded that way by Kobe Bryant. Obviously, it is like the key like thing that people attach to Kobe Bryant, whether you're a basketball fan or not, right? I'll play the video. For you guys to watch it, and then we can get over to Bala's reaction. But I want to highlight this just because this links into the problems that we were having in EU not too long ago. So this is directly linked. Like what I will discuss, the stuff that happened yesterday with War Legend directly links to this, to what I'm going to allude to with this. So let's watch this video together. Yeah, then we'll see what's going on. Thank you for the follow, Pop Culture. I appreciate the follow. What's up, Quasar? How you doing, man? What's up, Ben? It's a bit of a sticky one still.
Of retired NBA superstar Kobe Bryant. I want to talk a little bit to the esports world, but especially
Can you guys hear this?
to you CSGO pros about the Mamba mentality, the philosophy that he actually lived his whole life by. Because I'm sick and tired of some of the things, some of the talking points that are coming out of these pro players. Like people saying, oh, well, I won a major.
It's a bit of a sticky one still.
What is there left for me to accomplish? Think it through. 2 majors, 3 majors. How about being the best you can be? If you could win 5 majors, if you could set the record, go ahead and go for that. That's what the Mamba mentality is about. It's about pursuing greatness. It's about building a legacy for yourself. It's about actually trying to be the best you can be, whatever level you're on. You might not be on the major winning level. Maybe you can get your team to the next level of whatever competition you're playing in. Then there's the whole thing where everyone's got all this money nowadays. Everyone's swagged. Everyone's flashing the cash
Fortnite
everywhere.
players can relate to
That's
this.
an excuse. Like, oh, I'm making my money anyway. I get paid anyway. That's no excuse to be just phoning in your performance. The whole point of that money, as you can see by a guy who got paid, what, $300 million, was still grinding to his very last day, is you're supposed to be the guy out there. Your worldly concerns are taken care of. How about you actually try and develop your game, master your craft, leave a legacy? One day that money will be spent, and all that will remain is your legacy and what you actually did and how you lived your life. Then there's the whole angle, like people want to say, oh, but but what about I've got a girlfriend now and I've got a wife and I've got kids, like, it's distractions, or I've got to think about them. How about actually competing for them? How about competing to take what's yours for yours so you can get that money, you can secure that career, they have something to look forward to in their lives. I die for people who are mine. Will you live for yours? That's what I want to say. Mamba mentality, carpe diem.
All right, now obviously Bala's comments were a reaction to this, right? And he said obviously this mentality seems to be missing completely from Fortnite. Pros are too lazy to go to LAN, or it's too much of a risk because there's a chance they don't even qualify or make money. Play to be great. This is in my eyes, this is like such a problem we have in Fortnite. Like this has been a thing from so long ago. Like even from before people were even starting to make such large amounts of money within Fortnite, right? Like I had a conversation with BloodX recently about like some of the problems we have I had a conversation with him about some of the problems we have in EU, because he's been someone that's had to deal with it a lot, and we kind of spoke about how the kids in Fortnite, like a lot of these kids are pretty spoiled, man. Epic has just been able to give them the world, and a lot of them don't understand what it means to kind of work hard outside of just in-game grinding, like your mechanics, and a lot of them don't understand what it means to be a professional and to have like professional standards. And that's what led to some of the problems we had yesterday. Foreign's motivation is great, but in my opinion, his take is outdated as hell. That take's not outdated at all. That take is not outdated at all. That he's describing. That take was the Mamba mentality. He's describing the Mamba mentality.
It's a bit of a sticky one still.
That is what even people who don't like that. That's why when sadly Kobe Bryant passed away recently, right, last week or whatever. That is the one thing that a lot of people attach to Kobe Bryant. That is the thing that people attach to Kobe Bryant. I know people who obviously know me and know that I play basketball, and I saw him as one of my biggest role models. People came up to me, reached out to me, and contacted me like, "Hey, yo, look, I don't even play basketball."
It's a bit of a sticky one still.
But the impact that Kobe had on me, like that mentality, that philosophy of living, is something that I used to motivate me and I used to encourage me to improve in all aspects of life. That take is not outdated at all. You can apply that take to almost anything you do in life. That is not outdated at all. And it is especially relevant in Fortnite because my biggest problem in one of the biggest things that I have as like my problem in Fortnite is just the fact that obviously as a player, people definitely have their different perspectives, right? People have everybody has a different perspective. Players have different perspectives. Me as a caster, as a creator, I have a different perspective. You as a viewer might have a different perspective as what you want out of Fortnite. It seems like a lot of players are just okay with being mediocre and just getting away with scraping by, getting the nice amounts of money. Yeah, you do get nice amount of money from like the cash cups and whatever events we have going on, right? We obviously have, fortunately because of Epic and the success of Fortnite, they're able to pump out a crap ton of money into the game. And it means that, we have Winter Royale, right? Like an event like Winter Royale where so many players are able to profit and get money, right? You might not even be, someone who puts in 100% into competitive, but you can go out and do well and possibly win some money. That is great. But I feel like at the highest level, at the top level of Fortnite, it shouldn't just be about that. It shouldn't just be about the money. It shouldn't just be about, whether I can, like Barla said in his tweet, right? Players being afraid to go to LAN because of the risk of maybe not qualifying or not getting money. That's not like the competitive spirit that you should have as a top professional. Right, like in that clip, he just said, right, all the money you make, and this is something that a lot of these kids don't understand, right? You will one day die, and all your money, everything you like, all the money, all the assets you had, a lot of that means nothing, right? What will people remember you by your legacy? When Fortnite dies out, nobody, I promise you, if you are a top Fortnite player, I promise you, if Fortnite is to die out, in the next couple of years, nobody's going to remember that you had 57k earnings. Nobody's going to remember that you had XYZ amount of earnings. What are they going to remember you for? For what you achieved, what you accomplished, the highlight moments, the best moments we experienced in the game. Nobody's going to remember you for how much money you earn. Nobody's going to, a lot of the time, people won't even remember you for your failures, right? Fortnite's such a big game that people will remember you for your failures. They're just going to remember you for what you did great. And if you aren't willing to compete on the highest stage and if you aren't willing to put in that effort all the time into being a top competitor at all times, then what are you doing this for? Really and truly. Like, I remember back in the day within EU where, before like Epic, announced a 100 mil prize pool and whatnot, we were scrimming to scrim. Obviously, we knew something was going to come, right? And that's why a lot of people are grinding. We knew something was going to come. So people were like, I want to be in the best position to achieve when they announce whatever it is that they announce. But I remember we'd play solo scrims for hours, and all it was about was who was dominating scrims that day, who was on top winning scrims that day, who was competing to be the best. Like it wasn't like, I'm not saying Fortnite's just all about the money right now. Like I'm not saying Fortnite's all about the money. I'm not saying that all players care about is the money, but it's a thing where that competitive drive to want to be the best, want to be better than your competitor, right? With the culture of having friend groups and whatnot we have in Fortnite, as much as that is a great thing, it's damaged, in my opinion, that kind of competitive spirit, right? Everyone's all right with, hey, I'm in this friend group, so it must mean I'm at some sort of tier of level, right? Like if I'm in flipping 1x, which I know 1x is kind of dead right now, right? But if I'm in 1x, that must mean I'm somewhat, at this rating of skill and not like. I believe, right? Just my personal beliefs is that you should want to be the best. You should want to be known as the guy that dominated and mastered your craft, because at the end of the day, that's all people are going to remember when it's all said and done, right? Like that's all people are going to remember. Like I saw like the tweet from Benji where he said like, I just want to go out tonight, I just want to keep competing. That's how people should be. That's how it should be. Not not everyone will be like that. Not everybody in life will have the same kind of view and wanna achieve the same things and live the same way. But the fact that like I feel like a majority of people should have to like should want to feel that way. You should want to have that burning passion inside of you to be like, hey, look, I want to be the best to ever do what I do. I work so hard. I want to be known as being the best at what I do. Yeah, cool. If I'm not that, maybe I'm going to achieve some nice amount of money from whatever it is I'm doing. But at the same time, you should want to have to be in a position where you are known as the best. This whole thing of like, oh, I don't want to go to DreamHack because there's a chance I might not qualify or I might not get through the rounds. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, I know a lot of you kids. I know a lot of the kids in Fortnite. Like, you know, you guys are just young. Like, you guys, something like, you know, I'm not trying to fit the stereotype of like, you know, Fortnite gamers and shit. But some of you guys are some antisocial kids. Maybe you don't understand, you know. Maybe you don't understand like the way the world works, and maybe you don't understand like regular social norms and these kind of things. But come on, man. Do you know what kind of like my language? But do you know what kind of pussy shit that is? I don't want to, like, I might not get through the rounds. I might not make it to the finals. It's a risk. Because, come on, man. What? You call yourself a professional. You call yourself a grinder. And then then some of these people will be the same people to tweet out, grinding for World Cup. I want to be the best. No, you don't want to be the best. If you are too scared to go to an event like DreamHack, obviously, and I'm saying this for like Bala also clarified later on, right, that this is for like the top players, right? The people that financially it won't really affect them, and the people who could probably do have the support of their orgs, right? It's a risk. Don't ever call yourself a competitor. Don't ever. You ain't a competitor. You're just. I don't know what you are, right? Maybe I don't think there's necessarily a nice word I can use to describe what you are. But you ain't a competitor. You really are not. Like, I understand if you are a semi-professional player and, you know, it's risk financially for you, it's maybe not the best financial investment for you, cool. But if you are like on at the mountaintop of Fortnite, you should be wanting to go to this event. You should be wanting to go to this event and dominate, and then showing that, hey, look, online I'm a beast. Online I'm a beast. I'm, you know, no invitational, I'm a beast. Invitational, I'm a beast. No matter what no matter what it is, I am going to dominate this because I am one of the best Fortnite players in the world. And I don't see that passion. I don't see that drive from many players. I see it in a couple people. There's a couple players that I see it in, and I love it. And those are the players that are my favorite players in the scene. Obviously, I know people say Benji, but someone that I've seen it in recently, like Frey FN, right? I've been talking about this guy so much, but I see that passion in that guy. I see it. Do you understand? Like, I want to see that. I want to see that passion in people, but I don't see it.